Well, here we are again. Time to take out the gas tank again. Well, I'm putting this off a while because once you've taken out a gas tank before, you really don't want to do it again. I'm going to install this new filler tube. This is a newer style. It has this little floaty ball thing at the end here. And that keeps the gas from coming back up out of near the gas cap, which mine does all the time. Fill the tank up, you make a right turn, smells like gas. You can also see it dripping out. And I've been in there a whole bunch of times replacing all the parts in here, and it still does it. But lately the van's been smelling like gas again, even when the gas is getting lower. So it's time to take the tank out again. I went online on YouTube to find a video on removing the gas tank, and the only one I found was mine. What a sad state of affairs. Alright, now I hope you're not going to attempt this job just watching one of my videos. So I went online to Vanagon.com and I got some instructions on how to remove the gas tank in the two-wheel drive Vanagon. You're going to want to arm yourself with reseal kits. A lot of different ones out there. There are complete ones like from Go Westy that have like every single hose and everything you need. I got mine from Vanagon, and basically what I can do is I'm going to use my own hoses from the local store and my own clamps and stuff like that. It's probably a lot less expensive than getting the entire kit. I'm sure you got about 600 pairs of rubber gloves. You're going to need these. I've been driving like a banshee the last couple of days, trying to burn up as much gas out of this tank as I could. There's about 2 gallons left. So I'm draining it out to the bottom of the tank near the fuel filter. I want to replace that too. It is faster to siphon the gas out, I believe, but I don't have a hose that long. Alright, there's these 2 straps going up to the front under the tank with some 13mm bolts. Take those out. Make sure you're working next to a mulch pile when you drop your bolt. Okay, I didn't let the tank drop all the way yet. I'm going to disconnect the lines first. The first thing we're going to do are these 2 lines that come up to the expansion tanks on both sides. Disconnect those. Disconnect the other side of the tank on the bottom. I guarantee you there'll be more gas coming out there. You learned this the second time around, by the way. Always get your Netflix in the mailbox before the postman gets here. Nothing's worse than seeing the postman go by and you haven't put that in the box yet. The instructions don't mention it, but I remember this from last time. That tank becomes pretty unruly once I unbolt that last one. So I use a bottle jack and something to prop it up with, so I can just basically maneuver it around when I'm moving, getting the lines out from the top. Just take this piece off. I just pulled the old filler tube out after I moved the expansion bottle out of the way. And don't forget to disconnect the gas gauge sender. Make sure all your gas lines are out. Pull the tank all the way out. Looks like we got 2 leaks. Look at this. One here is probably leaking. And I'm seeing the gas in the top. This is a new tank, by the way. It's about 2 years old. If you follow the gas line, you follow it back up to that right there. So let's go to the store and buy all new hoses. We have the grommets. Aside from the grommets, this could be an issue. Possibly the fact that one of my gas hoses is cut in half. I guess we should replace this hose. I don't know, some duct tape ought to do it. In order to put the newer style filler tube on the older tank, I have this new grommet here. Smaller opening, the narrow tube. You can get these at Bus Depot or a whole bunch of other places. In my opinion, the hardest part about doing this whole job is putting it back in, especially with one person using just ramps. It was a threat of thunderstorm, so I had to hurry up and finish up. Like I said, the hardest part is probably getting that back in. You know, if you're one person and you're doing it on ramps, and you're trying to balance that heavy tank and then having it halfway in there and hooking those hoses back up. One thing I suggest is, well, somebody, not me, but somebody else suggested when you're taking it out, just to cut the lines. because you're going to replace them anyway. Might not be a bad idea instead of having to fish them through or something like that. Well, that's it. Gas tank removal, part 2. Alright, I still smell gas. I pulled it out again. And I purchased this updated tube. As you can see, it's a little less complicated than whatever this monstrosity is. This is where my leak was last time, was in this bent tube here. So it looks like if you just go from straight from the tank to the little small tube on both sides, that looks a little better. Well, the tank's back in again, and I got that new crossover pipe. And I did notice what happened was this overflow tube, one of the top of that was there's a connector on the top that had fallen off, and it was dirt inside, so I can guarantee there were fumes coming out of there, so that was sealed back up again. Now I'm off to put more gas in it. Let's see what happens. That's it. We're done. I topped it off, and there's no gas smell whatsoever. And took a lot of turns and shook up the tank. It's working great. Worked out. I would like to add that on the third gas tank removal job, it's down to about 90 minutes. Pretty good, huh? I feel like doing this again next week.